Meat bicycle!
Hello everybody, welcome back to another Effervescent weapon guide here on the Commander Lilith DLC. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to get this guy right here, the Nirvana, which is an effervescent SMG manufactured by Maliwan. This is actually a farmable weapon. It's not part of a quest or anything like that. There's a couple of areas you can get to it, etc, etc. So I'll let you know how to get that right now. You need to farm these off of badass saplings. These can spawn in anywhere really in the infected areas. You know, the pods that if you don't shoot them they burst and spawn an enemy. Two places I'll recommend for you really are the burrows in where what I'll call the sandworm area. You know, where that side mission where you farm the sandworm queens for the toothpick and the retainer. I would say that's not a bad area there. There's quite a lot of badasses spawn there. The best area though is probably this place right here, the loot nest area in the Dal Abandon. You can farm the loot nest while you're here, and there's a chance for 2 to 3 to spawn at the first stage, and then another actual chance for them to spawn right here. There's at least one spawns there every time after you take out the big huge guy that spawns. There's also a loot nest here as well. They will spawn down there. So I will show you me getting that right now in that area that I've just said. So I've just taken down the big guy, and then the infected badass saplings spawn, and out pops the Nirvana. Now I made that look so simple. It is not at all. It is an extremely long farm. I must have killed 60, 70 badass saplings before that dropped, which took me a long time, especially as you only go guaranteed to get 2, maybe 3 to 4 if you're lucky every single time. But I finally managed to get it to drop. They spawn okay, but the actual drop rates of the weapon for badass saplings for the Nirvana is tiny, so big warning on that one. Now this would be amazing to do if it was an actual weapon that was good. I'm not saying it's bad, but I'm not saying it's amazing. It's not my favourite effervescent so far. It took an extremely long time to get, and then when I actually started playing with it, it was a bit disappointing in a way. But anyway, this gun will always spawn in the fire element. It has high elemental chance and burn damage. That is one of the pluses with it, to be honest. It does burn the enemies to the ground sometimes early on. Well, I'll get into that a bit more in a bit. It's very similar to the Hellfire, which I was a bit disappointed about because it does look and feel like a Hellfire. Now, with the Hector's Paradise, which is basically a shock dial hornet, that was good because then you could get a hornet and use the corrosive. You could get the shock for the Hector's Paradise. It would have been nice for this Nirvana to have spawned maybe shock, corrosive, or even slag, just to make it feel a bit different from the Hellfire. Like all the effervescent weapons, the damage has been increased, the fire rate is much faster, and the mag size overall is, you know, a lot higher, so that's still pretty good. Its accuracy is pretty much pitch perfect though as well. When you're aiming down sight or hip firing, there's no recoil, and you can stay absolutely accurate, which is good. So there's a few pluses to this weapon, but it is medium damage. You know, the fast firing doesn't make up for the fact that it doesn't actually work all of the time really well. Early playthrough, if you get this, you know, at level 72, 73, 74, it will do a good amount of damage. It will kill enemies pretty well, especially human enemies. It will strip them right down. Once you start taking it to level 78 to overpower 10, level 80, it's just not that good anymore. It really does become a bit of a challenge. You're constantly having to use slag to get the enemies down, etc. A lot of weapons that happened to though anyway didn't you know, I mean, the same thing happened to like the conference call shotgun. It was amazing at level 50, but once overpowered weapons levels started coming out, you just really couldn't use it anymore, in my opinion anyway. So yeah, anyway, last thing to say is the red text says, look, life's a bitch, get over it and burn something to the ground. As far as I could tell, that is not a direct reference to, you know, a book line or anything like that. It's just quite a good saying maybe. I've googled it, I can't really find much, but some song lyrics have it in. I believe like there's a wrestler that says burn it down, maybe something to do with that. Who knows? If anyone knows, tell me. Put it down in the comments below, and it'd be interesting to find out. but Google is not being my friend on this one. Anyway, like I said, it's worth getting this if you actually, you know, kill a badass sapling and it's there. If you're not too bothered about it, I would leave it because it is hard to get. But if you're a collector like me, then just go ahead and do it anyway. It's always worth just trying out different weapons. This might be better because I'm using it on Sal. It might be better on Maya. I'll have to test it with her. Even Gauge, someone like that. It'd probably be a bit better with anyway with a more specific build. But for now, that is it. Thank you guys for watching. That was the Nirvana, the Effervescent weapon guide here on the Commander Lilith DLC. Thank you guys, and I will see you in the next one.